Good evening. It's gonna be tea time with Tony at 8:20 p.m. I know I've missed some days. I was challenging myself to do 30 days in a row and um I'm working on it, okay? That's all I can say. So some of you may know, some of you may not know if you haven't followed me or followed our program. I am certified as an animal aromatherapist, done all the classes, did the testing, got certified. Now I'm in the process of having to do some case studies. I had to do case studies for the first level, and now I'm doing some case studies for the second level. So I can get certified in animal aromatherapy level 2. Um, so yesterday, I was have a meeting at the school, out doing chores, and I look up in the horse pen and I see one of the horses is rolling. Obviously, they roll, that's great. But this time it was a roll, stand up, lay down, try rolling, stand up. Panting is going on, so that is the absolute worst signs and beginning of colic. So, if you don't know what that is, it's a gut ache that horses start to get, and then they lay down and they roll to try releasing the pain, which in turn, if they start rolling, it can give them a twisted gut. Then it's a whole surgery type thing, and it's literally hell, to be honest. Never have fought it before, never have dealt with it. And then yesterday morning, one of them is acting up, and I'm like, okay, well, this is just happening. So finished what I was doing, went up, got her by the halter, started walking them. Obviously, walking them helps, the movement in their bowels, and you're hoping that they go to the bathroom, and that you get them out of it sooner than later. Shout out to my wonderful friend Matthew. He is a wealth of information and knowledge, and like I would be lost without him. I called him and I'm like, help. Never dealt with this before, so booty. And the bird is in the shower right now, so he's quiet. Anyway, so I call our youngest and she's in school, and I'm like, farm emergency, get home, call in the office, check yourself out, let's go. So she hurries up and comes home. So we start the process, and this is like 9 a.m. in the morning. And so we start doing what we need to do. And obviously, you know that I do more holistic ways than Western medicine, for ourselves as well as our animals. And so on the phone with Matthew, and we start getting a game plan in place. And we start. So, between the youngest walking back and forth, I'm grabbing all of the supplies, and we start pushing oils, and we start pushing water, and we start pushing oils, and we start pushing all the things. And as the youngest is out walking, Arian is out walking her around. She's sweaty, she's panting, she comes back up, and I start pushing more syringe feeding. I've never tubed a horse. I'm too afraid to tube a horse until I know more. So that is my next step of learning, is how to tube. I don't even tube puppies. 17 years of raising puppies. I've never tubed a puppy. And I'll be honest, with the pet nutrition that we use, that is one thing that I have noticed. We've been using it for 9 years now. That is absolutely one thing that I've noticed, is the thriving of the puppies is night and day, completely different. They come back, as soon as they're born, they're starting to move, they squirm, they get up, get going, they nurse so much sooner. So I literally, I can't even tell you the last time that I lost a puppy, because my litters are so much healthier with our pet nutrition that we're using. That's what I was talking about today. So anyway, so back to the horse. So Arian is helping me do all the things, tie her up to a trailer and the horse and try to offer water. She doesn't want it. So I start syringe, um, using a big syringe, and Arian's holding onto the horse. I'm reaching up, and of course, big girl. So she's lifting her head clear up above me. So I'm trying to hold the mouth, put the syringe in. Arian's pushing the syringe to get the product in her mouth. And more walking. Then we do it again, more walking. By this time, yeah, we have a ranger. We have another vehicle that I could be driving alongside and walking with her, walking her with that. But we don't have a walker. So it was good to get exercise for myself as well, but also that bonding time with her. So started out doing this whole process. And then, as you know, I also use frequencies. So I hurried up and I start scanning her, checking all of her vitals, skin, organs, chakras. I do the whole thing. I start focusing on her, and then I start looking at areas that she needed worked on, what needed to be cleared, like her chakras, and how I started making game plans. I went in and I started clearing her chakras, imprinting the frequency directly into her. Sometimes I do water, sometimes I do sugar pellets, or I'll do it into something that they eat. But yesterday I was like, I don't have any time for this, so I was just using my phone and holding it up to her and her stomach and everywhere and imprinting directly into her. So was clearing the chakras, clearing the energy, imprinting frequencies into her for putting the chakras back into balance, a homeostasis. I then ended up going in and picking out different playlists for bloating and gas. What else did I do? Colic was another one. I did gut aches. Was another one that I did, and of course they're all different. And then on top of that, I went into we have tuning forks into our wellness system that I use for frequencies. We have the tuning forks in there, so I scanned her for that and what she needed for that. So then I imprinted the tuning forks into her, and it's also what's absolutely awesome. I mean, we actually have they're little round, they call them the tunes, but they actually vibrate with the frequency, and you can hold them on or you can pull them back off of the skin, or, what you're imprinting it into, animals, humans. And sometimes the more powerful the frequency gets and the more power the healing. So I actually started with my phone, touching her and imprinting her into it. And then I would bring my phone back, and she started the whole chewing process. And then she would be yawning. So chewing and yawning are signs of relaxation. I started hearing gut rumbling, gut noises and stuff. At this time, she started lifting her tail up. She was passing gas, which obviously is a huge sign. She was even relaxed and started sleeping. So I just continued and then what I'm able to do with this system, every 30 minutes, I can optimize the vitals. So every 30 minutes, roughly, when I was thinking about it, I would just optimize it, and I would go through the scan report and I would look to see what I needed to focus on. And then I went back into the chakras and really noticing it. So, her main chakras that were out were the solar, was super, super low, which means that there was issues there. There was, inflammation, stuff like that. It was on the low end. It's a problem. So I started doing that, and I kept doing that over and over and over. And what's great about this is at this time, I was taking her in and out of the horse pen so she could mingle with the other horses. She would drink out of that water tank, but she wouldn't drink out of a different water tank outside of there. So I was just going back and forth and constantly just optimizing, scanning and optimizing, putting frequencies in, imprinting them directly into her, playing it. So the other horses were all gathered around me, and they were all loving the frequencies as well. So once I got everything going, I was like, okay, I got to get back to work. So I took up the dog yards and put her in there so I could monitor what she was drinking, what she was eating, which I didn't want her to eat anything. So the dog yards, of course, have dead grass right now because, we're in the Midwest and it's supposed to be winter, but here we're in 60 degrees. So obviously, and if you're also watching, we're like, we ended a huge frequency, solar flares, all that kind of stuff. So all of this is going on, as well as obviously the situation I was dealing with yesterday. So I throw her into the dog yards so I can monitor her stools, bowel movements. I can monitor how much water she's drinking. And I continue to go and let dogs out and play with the dogs and do things with the dogs. And then I would go back and check on her. But what's awesome about it is I can be completely not here on the farm or anywhere, and I can still run scans on her. I can scan and optimize. I can send the frequencies. I can broadcast it. And then once I get back to her, I can imprint it directly into her or imprint it in her water and everything. So this went on for hours, and I don't even know what time I end up finally coming in the house. I think it was like 6 to grab something to eat and finally shower. And I mean, I had anything and everything. I was wearing whatever I was trying to get her to take. I was wearing it because she'd spit it back out on me if she didn't want it. So I was smelling like oils, and I was smelling like all the things that I was using. So then I came in, ate, showered, and then went back out, and I was constantly just optimizing. Like I keep saying, I was just constantly optimizing and scanning and everything. So I went out, would go out and check on her, make sure she was standing, not doing anything. Went back out to check her at 10:30, and she had a bowel movement. Okay, I can rest easy for a while, knowing that she had a bowel movement, knowing that she was playing in the water and getting drinks every now and then. So get up this morning, go out and check on her. Another bowel movement. Great. Great sign. So today I give her a little bit of hay. I give her some Powerade water. She has absolutely no interest in that. Took another tote up there to give her fresh water. And, throughout the day, she had another bowel movement, and I'm like, okay, this is great. And then I started pushing some minerals and salt and some more oils, essential oils. And she right now is doing pretty darn good. But last night before I went to bed, I ended up making my own custom playlists to use on her that targeted bloating and gas, gut aches, upset stomach, constipation. And so I made my own playlist, and I broadcasted that to her all night last night. And so today I'm continuing to do the same thing, scanning them and optimizing, broadcasting. And she's drinking more today, and she is eating some, and she is having bowel movements. So, all good things. And I mean, obviously, if you know animals, it can change quickly. So I came in again to come in and shower and eat something, and I wanted to jump on here live since I haven't been on yesterday and just kind of update you with everything that's going on. Still playing with the puppies, of course. Still got puppies looking for new homes. The kids were here yesterday and had some friends over, so we were hanging out with the dogs, with the puppies, and they were loving it. So I'm excited this weekend. I'm going to do some stuff. I can't tell you what I'm going to do, but I'll do some stuff, and I'm going to show what I am doing once I get it done this weekend. But so I just want to get on here, have a tea time with Tony. I told you this is going to be real, raw, and honest, and farm chaos. And I just want you to know that I'm being very, very vulnerable when I come on here and do this. It's sometimes it's great, but sometimes it's the absolute worst days of my life when we lose an animal or the stress. And I told my husband that I felt absolutely horrible this morning. I just wanted to go back to bed and sleep. My body aches, and of course, through the healing process that we have been doing, My stress, I wear it. So meaning that my mind doesn't shut down, doesn't shut off. And, my body and my muscles, I'm tense a lot. That's, years of fight or flight and traumas. So my joints start getting affected, but also trying to wrestle a horse to give all the things yesterday, is I probably used a lot more muscles than I usually do every day. But again, thank you for joining me. Follow us, share. This is part of life. I went fishing today, so I'll post that video. Not the fishing that you think. So I'll post the video of me fishing, guaranteed to catch a fish when you fish with me at my house. Like I said, I'll post that video so you can see what I'm talking about. But have a wonderful night. It is 8:35. I need to go get my bird out of the shower so he can go to bed. And I'm going to chillax for the rest of the evening, and hopefully sleep well once I go out and check all the animals and put them down, for bed tonight, and check on the horse again to make sure all is well. So thanks again for joining me. Have a wonderful night.